On this episode of Streetrat Garage, what is all the junk and what are we doing with it? So currently, I am actually working on a video of the Mustang update. So I'm doing a bunch of work to it, I'm doing brakes to it, which is a bunch of work. So I thought I'd take a break from that because it's gonna be a minute before I get that one done and go through all the cars here at Streetrat Garage worldwide headquarters and explain to you what exactly is going on, where we're at, and what we're gonna do. So car number one is our 1951 Buick Special? Super? Is it a special or is it a super? You know, I can't even remember. It says on the back, it says super. This is a 1951 Buick Super. It has the inline 8-cylinder engine, and it's been on a couple of our videos. I even went so far as to do a video about Shine Juice. The Vice Grip Garage Shine Juice was tested on this car right here. It was last year, so it's not shiny anymore because I just used the temporary stuff that gives you a nice quality shine for your car shows. It's been sitting outside for a year, so yeah, that's pretty much gone, but the car looked great. So if you want to check out that video, just go back through my list and can I put a link here? Can I put a link here? Did I put a link here or somewhere? I'll put a link. There's a link. So you can check that Vice Grip Garage out. Vice Grip Garage Shine Juice episode out. That is a really good one, and a lot of people watch that. So car looked great, but what are we going to do with it? This car, it actually runs and it will move on its own power. Now the problems with this car is mostly that the hood doesn't open very well. This is actually a side open hood, which is not bolted down any longer. So second thing is this wiring is destroyed. It is absolutely hideous. That's the old 1951 wiring, and it has the cloth covering. It's cloth covered wires, so you can imagine that stuff does not last for 60 whatever years, and it's 70 years now, but it needs to be totally rewired. It needs a window in it, and it also needs interior. The mice and raccoons and squirrels have been all up in there, been eating all the interior, pretty much out of the car. It needs some floor patches, some miscellaneous this and that, but overall, it's actually a pretty good car. Now, what are we gonna do with it? Well, ideally, it would be to continue working on this car, do all the wiring, but we need to install a gas tank. We need to fix the floors, we need to fix the hood, we need to fix the window, we need to fix another cracked glass in there, change all the tires, do all the brakes. Whew. There's a lot of work that needs to be done on this car. Ideal number two would be, right now it is December. It's almost Christmas time right now. And start of next month, end of next month, it's tax season. Everybody gets their tax checks back, and they will be spending money. Maybe we should sell this and put our money towards another project. So that's ideal number two. Maybe it will be up for sale, so just keep watching. I may be selling this one. Now, speaking of selling cars, this is I think it's a 1993 Chevy S10 pickup truck. It is also on the channel, and a link somewhere, I don't know where, there. Link if you want to see the revival of this one. This one was crashed in the front end. I had to replace this fender, this hood, this grill, that bumper. Yeah, that's it. And yeah, that's all. So we got it running, and it's still a little iffy on its running. I think it needs another new distributor cap, but it is clean. It is really clean on the inside, and it only has 95,000 miles on it. This is a V6 truck. It has an ugly tailgate on it. Oh, I replaced the tailgate. Yeah, it didn't have a tailgate on it. It has, you know, still has good tires on it all the way around. It has a little bit of rust on it here and there. I think, yeah, like there's a rust hole there, and there's a, you know, just a tiny rust hole somewhere, I don't know, there somewhere, and a little bit there. But this definitely is going to be for sale. Again, tax time is coming up, and people are going to be spending money left and right. If we sell this and we sell this, we're going to have some good money. And then we have our crashed square body truck. This one, link. I don't know. I don't even know if I know how to add a link, but there's a link. Somebody helped me and added a link. Anyway, this one runs, question mark, kinda, and we got it to shift in first and second. I don't know if we ever found third gear. It needs a lot of work. It is crashed. It is full of Bondo. And underneath the Bondo, there's spray foam insulation, which I didn't even know that until just now. So there's rust and a lot of it. There's a tailgate, which I might use on something else, I don't know. And I can't even open this door because the button's gone out of that. It does have a nice wood Grant steering wheel, but it doesn't have a horn button on it. It's filthy on the inside, and it only has a 305 engine in it. This is probably the worst truck that we have on the entire property, and one that I don't even want to mess with. So pretty much, if you guys don't want to see any more content on this truck, it's out of here. I mean, we can just sell it like it is as a parts truck. I don't know. We could fix it up. I have a doghouse for it. We can make it look better, but then is the transmission good? I don't think the transmission's good on it either. It has a 305 in it. I don't even want this, but like I said, if you guys want to see it, we'll do it for you guys. We can change the engine, we can put the new doghouse on, we can find a bed for it, and, you know, make it right again. So that one's up to you. Now this one's special. This is our 77 Dodge Avenger Vice Grip Garage X truck. So this is Derek's old truck, and did we do one or two? I can't remember if we did one or two videos on this one either. So got it running, drove it around the block. It has not so good brakes, and it's backfiring through the carburetor, which is a brand new Chinese carburetor, so I'm confused as why that's bad already. But just has a 318 in it. It needs some parts. This truck was scavenged and a lot of the parts removed to make the roadworthy rescue tow truck, you know, great again. So no big deal. This wasn't a great truck. Take some parts off of it, sell it. I'll get to it. I'll fix it up. And I am currently looking for all of this right here. Dashboard. We need a new instrument cluster because that one's junk. Glove box door. Whatever else, you know, I'm missing a door panel. I'm missing two door panels. I think we are missing the glass. That's why it's covered up. We have a grill. We have a door panel. This door panel, by the way, that's off of the roadworthy rescue tow truck. So the old door panels from this truck went into that one, and I have one left over. And I also have a autographed glove box door that came off the roadworthy rescue that Derek autographed for me. Anyway, grill. It needs a new grill. I don't know if that's the original grill or if it's off the other truck, but the headlight or the blinker light, the outer lenses were taken for that other truck as well. So we need to put all that back together as well and get it running a little bit better and get it stopping, and maybe do something with these rims. These are probably the cheapest, I think, American racing rims that you could possibly buy. These are like, you know, 50 bucks or 65 or 75 by now a piece. But this does have some rust on it. Actually has a good little bit of rust on it. Pretty much the lower truck and the bed. But this is a short bed truck. So this is worthy of being put back out on the road again. We're going to continue to work on this one for sure. I am thinking maybe we yank out the 318 and put in 360. We have that RV that has a 360 in it. We could put that engine out of the RV into that and definitely increase the horsepower, put a 4-barrel on it, all that other good stuff, and make it a good running around town truck. Next up is this, what year? 1991. This is a Chevy 2500 4-wheel drive. Like pretty much everything else around here, has its own episode. Boink. And nobody watches that one. It was not a good episode, at least as far as viewer count goes. It has like, you know, maybe 1,000 people, if that. But the thing was, we were supposed to be getting this ready for an off-road challenge, which was canceled at the last minute. So it is what it is. But this is actually a really great truck. Great around Streetrat Garage headquarters to move some of this stuff around, especially when it's wet and muddy out here, because it is a 4-wheel drive. But the biggest thing about this truck is the frame is rusted. Can you see it? Not very good light, but it's rusted in two. It's got a big old rust crack right back there. So you can't even put a trailer on the back. If you put a trailer back here, it just pretty much hits the ground. But I can still drive this. I can drive it around on the property here, and I've taken it out on the street a couple times. It runs amazing. This is probably the best truck on the entire property with a rusty frame. And hiding under here is our 1969 Chevelle. Now, we've made plenty of videos. I'm not even gonna go and add videos of this one because it's been in, you know, so many so far. I think this has the most videos on it because we went through the whole Hot Rod Power Tour, and that was every day. So Hot Rod Power Tour is like 5 videos just of this car. And then there's a few videos getting it ready, and then there's a Shine Juice versus Sweet Patina Sauce comparison on this vehicle here. So you get to see, you know, what Shine Juice looks like compared to the Sweet Patina, and which one may or may not be better. So what we're going to do with this car is unknown. It's going to be ready next year. It's going to have another engine in it next year, and it's going to be drivable next year. Hopefully, we're going to take it out on Power Tour, or we're going to take the Monte Carlo out on Power Tour. I'm not sure which yet, but one of these is going out on Power Tour. We have a big block we can put in this, and we have a 6.0 LS engine with a sloppy stage 2 cam in it that we can put in this car. So that's a decision we have to make over the winter, and we'll start working on this come springtime. Now we are up to our 1986, I believe, Camaro. This one is special to me, and some people have commented on this. Well, when are you going to get that Camaro going? Yeah, it just takes time. I got to get some parts with it. I'm pretty sure it needs a new engine. I'm pretty sure this one is locked up, but I really like this Camaro because when I was late teens, early 20s, I had one pretty much exactly the same, only it was nice. It was a yellow T-top car, you know, with the IROC package on it. So I really want to get this one fixed up. I traded a Crown Vic. If you've seen the video of the Crown Vic, we got fixed up, the old police car. I traded even a perfectly good running ex-police car for a non-functional yellow T-top Camaro, which I feel is a fair trade. But don't worry, hopefully before winter's over, if it's not too bad this winter, I'll start working on this. We'll get an engine in it, and we'll at least get it running again. Okay, now this is the beastie right here, the 1963 Roadkill Plymouth Belvedere. This car, if you haven't seen it, this is the first video that I ever made and put onto YouTube. So go all the way back to the first video with the really bad sound and the bad editing and all the bad stuff is right here. So it's, how's it been in 2? I think it's been in 2 or 3, something like that. It had a slant 6 in it. All those leaves. I pulled that slant 6 out because I thought I was going to Hellcat swap this, which it's a tight fit, and I don't think we're going to do that. So this needs another engine. So this could also be a candidate for the 360 RV motor that we have, or I do have a 440 in another truck that we could put into this. So I don't know what to do with this, but I had new floor pans put into this car. So that's good. It's solid underneath now. We can put something a little bit beefier in there. We need a new rear end because it has that small, whatever, Mopar 7-inch rear end, whatever that one is. We need an 8 3/4 for that. So there's a lot of stuff we can do with this car, and I think it'll be a good time. Don't know when, next year sometime. This right here, it's just garbage. This is total junk. This was our parts car for our Roadkill Fiero car. We took the doors off of it. I think I paid $300 for this whole car. We took some interior parts out of it, and yeah, now it's pretty much time to send it to the junkyard. And this right here is the Roadkill Pontiac Fiero that we used the previous Fiero for all the parts. You can't see much of it. It's covered up for the winter, but these are the doors that we took off. I painted it. I tried to paint match it as much as possible. That's the Roadkill sticker that's on it. This is the 4-wheel drive off-road Fiero that was in the episode of Roadkill, I think 2019 Hot Rod Power Tour edition. So this car, it is actually currently up for sale on Craigslist in Indianapolis. So if you want, you can buy this one. As of right now, December of 2023, it is still up for sale. I don't know how long it'll be up for sale. If we don't sell it this winter, we'll get it back out, we'll play with it some more, and then put it up for sale again, maybe next fall or something. And speaking of junkyard cars, here is another one. I bought it for like 300 bucks, and I was gonna do something with it, maybe, you know, trash it around in the field, and I mean, it's supposed to run. I was told by a good friend that it runs, and I'm sure it does. And as you can see, it is totally not in the best shape ever. It has a bad cradle. Well, the mounts are rusted out, and the whole cradle is just, you know, pretty much on the ground. I could fix that, and we could run it around, but man, we really don't have enough time for that. That's the reason I bought it. We were gonna have some fun with it. It's not a bad looking car, but I can't put it together and sell it because it would be unsafe, because it's unsafe. It's rusty hunk. That's what these cars do. The cradle rust out and you're on the ground, and it's a mess. So we'll probably wind up either parting this out or just sending it to the scrapyard. Now this is something special. You can't tell it by the way I treat it, but this, I can't remember the year. It's a 70s, late 70s Toyota what? Corolla? Is this a Corolla? It's a Toyota, I don't know, it doesn't say. It's a 5-speed. I think it's a Corolla. It says right there, Toyota Corolla. So, you know what we're gonna do with this? We're gonna make a burnout car. So this has no engine, no transmission in it right now, and I got it cheap. And it's what the Aussies use. They use a few of these Toyota Corollas. It's got a short wheelbase. It's lightweight. It'll fit pretty much any American engine that you want. You can put an Ellis in it. You put a small block. I'm pretty sure you can probably fit a big block if you try hard enough. But there's a couple guys that use these cars. You can look up Toyota Aussie burnout cars, and you'll see a couple of them that have these cars, and man, they are monsters. So hopefully next year we will start working on this, and we will get to go to some of those Cletus and Cars burnout events. And this one is in pretty good shape. It's solid all the way around for the most part. It's got some sort of, almost looks like a newer Toyota Corolla seats in it, but we'll have to put, you know, probably fiberglass buckets and seat belts and all that other stuff. Maybe, I don't know, we might put a row bar in here because we could drag race this too. But yeah, oh, that sounded good. But it's got the dual antennas and all that fun stuff. But this was a running and driving car. The guy that bought it races Toyota stuff, and he wanted the engine and transmission because I guess it was, you know, a better combination. Then he just sold the body, so we bought it, and we're going to do something fun with it. So look for that coming up next year. Okay, now here's one that you don't know about, or at least I don't think you know about it. It's a what is it? It's a Maverick, like our Roadkill Maverick, except it's the big bumper one, so it's like above 74. I can't remember what year it is, 74, 76, somewhere in between there. But I bought this also for a parts car. But the bad thing is I have not been able to take this car apart because it's actually in really good shape. It's solid. It doesn't look like it sitting in the weeds back here, but the quarter panels are solid. The rocker panels are solid. The doors are solid. The fender's solid. You know, it has pretty decent interior. I'm not going to open the doors because I don't think, I don't know, what, is there something in there? Hopefully not. Yeah, okay, nothing jumped out. So, I mean, that seat's not great, but oh, okay, fine. It's okay interior. The steering wheel is not good. There's a couple cracks in the dashboard, but overall, it's okay. I forgot about that strap. That's been in there for, I don't know, a couple of years. Anyway, it's got a Ford 9-inch rear end under it. So somebody was trying to make something here, and it really didn't come to fruition. They sold the car. I was going to part it out, but I just can't bring myself to do it. It doesn't have an engine and transmission in it, so maybe we can do something someday with that. But for now, it just sits there. And this beast is our 1977 Dodge RV, which we just did a video on. Boink, right there, or right there, or right there. And we got this one up and running. This has a 360 in it, but it's a total mess. It is just awful. Even the generator runs, but it has good tires on it. It has a good 360 engine with a good transmission. So we're going to take this apart and put it in one of the Dodges and maybe swap some engines around and then send this to the scrapyard. But good engine, good transmission. We're going to do something with that drivetrain. Now this here, well, this is my parents' old van. Unfortunately, they've both passed and the van stopped running. It's been sitting here for probably, I don't know, 6, 7 years, and I don't know what to do with it. I can't junk it because, you know, that's my parents' old van, and it's not something that I really want to fix up, but it's not something I want to get rid of. So it's an Oldsmobile Silhouette. I think that's what they called it. It's got all the mold and moss on it and the pine needles. I need to at least maybe bring it out and clean it up. If I'm not going to fix it up, then, you know, maybe I can at least keep it cleaned up and, you know, just keep it around. So not really going to do anything with that. So this is fun right here. This is 79, 81 something Dodge. This was a special package too. What was it called? Prospector? I think this was a Prospector. So this one has a, you know, a lot of the fancy stuff on it. But most importantly, this has a 440 in it. So there's another video on this one. We got it up and running and drove it around. But I don't want to keep this truck. It's probably not going to be back in any other episodes. I mean, I don't know. We may make one more. But it's got the 440 in it, and I kind of rather take that 440 out and stick it in something else. The Belvedere, the roadkill, or not the roadkill, the Vice Grip Garage truck, or something other than that. So we're gonna pull that apart. We may swap, you know, one of the other engines in it and just sell it somewhere along the line. That there, that's just an old F250 that I bought at auction because it was cheap. And yeah, I'm just gonna fix that and sell that. That's not gonna be on the channel. I don't think anybody wants to see that. All right, fun stuff. So this is our 1979 GMC C15, right? C15 truck. Now this one just has an inline 6-cylinder in it. What, not 250. What's the other one? 235? I don't know. It has an inline 6-cylinder in it. And it was running pretty good, but for some reason, the last time I went to start it, it was just cranking and it fired up for a minute and quit, and it hasn't started since. So maybe a distributor issue, but I don't think I want to keep that 6-cylinder in this. I mean, it is turning out to be a pretty good truck so far. We've done a lot of work on it. We've replaced the fenders, replaced the doors, replaced the bed. We put better wheels on it. I mean, there's an old video of it somewhere where we got it running. This is a $500 truck when I bought it. So that was 5-6 years ago. We got it running, we drove it around a little bit. I loaded it up with a bunch of junk. I was gonna take it to the scrap yard, but then it died. So I'm thinking, instead of fixing the 6-cylinder engine, we should just go ahead, yank that engine out, and drop in, you know, a good old 350, you know, Chevy engine in, and you know, drive it around some more. It still needs rocker panels and cab corners, and then pretty much the body will be done. And I guess we're gonna have to unload all of this junk now into one of our other trucks and run to the scrap yard. Here is another one that I'm supposed to use for parts, but I don't want to. It's like every time I get something for parts, I don't want to part it out. It just becomes another project. This is supposed to be for the Vice Grip Garage ramp truck. This is a dually. It's been sitting forever. It is rusty. The engine is locked up. It's a total turd, but I like the way it looks. I mean, just look how rusty the hood is. I mean, there's holes all in it. The whole lip is gone. I mean, this truck is it's total trash, but it looks good, or at least I have a vision of it as to where it looks good. It doesn't have a tailgate. The fenders are broken. The fiberglass is broken out. I mean, look at these rust holes. I mean, it is rusty as can be. Look, rust, all the rust. Giant dent. Look at that. I mean, what good is this truck besides parts? Well, I can't convince myself to part it out. It's got the good dually rear end. It's got the front end and everything I need. It has the 4-speed. Ew, that's nasty inside. It's got the 4-speed manual transmission that we could also put in the ramp truck. A lot of good parts. Lots of good parts here that we should be using. Maybe I can talk myself into it, but for now, it's a project truck. And speaking of the Vice Grip Garage ramp truck, this is her right here, or him. I don't know if it's a him or her. I haven't looked, but this is a one vehicle that's probably gotten the most views on the entire channel. I think there's maybe three videos of it, and it runs, it drives. I can haul cars with it. I mean, it's pretty much ready to go right now. The problem is, it is sitting on a 3/4 ton chassis. Now it's got good rims on it, thanks to Derek. Those are powder coated rims that came off the crew cab, or Cat Farm crew cab truck. There's probably $800 worth of tires and rims right here, but you can't haul a whole bunch of weight on it, and then when you have something big on it, it's a little wobbly. And it is also underpowered. It has a Chevy 350 with an automatic transmission, which it should really have a big block or an LS engine in it, something like that. I keep wanting to work on this truck and it keeps getting pushed back and pushed back, or I use it and, you know, I start it all the time, I move it around, I use it, use the winch, all that good stuff. This is a good truck to have around. I really like this truck, and it's more than paid for itself, just, you know, me playing around with it. It's taken the Maverick to Cletus and Cars, it's taking cars to car wash, it's done all sorts of things. So good truck. What are we going to do with it? Well, I'm currently looking for another parts truck, maybe one that has a rusted frame, so I won't want to fix it up. I want the dually rear end under it, and you got to change the front hub assembly, the spindles, or I don't know if you have to change the spindles, but you have to put the bigger dually front brake rotors and the spacer on there, so you can put the 1-ton rim on there. This will look a lot better with the 1-ton equipment, and the bigger springs. It still has 3/4 ton springs on it, so it needs 1-ton springs on it as well. So that's the plan. Maybe big block, maybe use one of the 4-speed transmissions and get this thing working and hauling like it really should. And then there's Goose, the Roadkill Maverick, probably one of the more favorite cars also on the channel. Also has been in a lot of videos. What am I going to do with this one? I don't know. I'm actually running out of stuff to do with it. It could use a 9-inch. It could have used that 9-inch out of that other Maverick, which is what I wanted to do, but I can't because I don't want to. But this car it's ready to go. It runs, it drives right now. There's, you know, nothing really wrong with it. I can jump in it and drive it anywhere. I actually drove it all the way to Tennessee from Indiana to pick up this ramp truck. Drove down there, put the Maverick on the ramp truck, and drove everything back to Indiana. So it will make a trip. It's a road trip ready car. So this one, it's good just the way it is. It's perfectly fine. We don't have to do anything else to it, but we will eventually. Oh, it has nitrous too. Did I mention that? It has nitrous, 302 nitrous motor. Runs about 11, was it, or no, it was 12. Was it 12.7? I think 12.7 is its best ETA in a 1/4 mile. So we could try to bump that up a little bit. And of course we have the Mustang, which I am currently trying to put brakes on, and it's fighting me. So that's a video that was supposed to be out this week, and we ran into a lot of problems. So we're continuing to work on this one. We're going to put new brakes on it. We're going to, you know, one day we're going to fix that 1/4 panel, and we have freeze plugs to do. We have the back gas tank, the only gas tank needs to probably be dropped out and probably cleaned up or replaced. Freeze plugs in the engine. There's a lot of work to do. So pretty much we'll just continue to work on this. I mean, get all that work done and drive it somewhere. We'll go on a road trip. We'll do something with this. It's not really a power tour car. It's huge, but it's small on the inside. So I don't think I'd be comfortable driving this car. 351 Cleveland engine in it though, with 4 9-inch front disc brakes. It's a good car. So we'll continue to work on this one and make something out of it. Okay, this is not my last car, but this is the last one up here. I have a 56 Beetle back at home. You know, of course, my Volvo and my other truck, service truck. But this is my 1977 Chevy Monte Carlo, which I have had for like 30 some odd years. I bought it when I was 17. It's not going anywhere. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm not going to sell it ever. I may pass it down someday. Well, I will kind of have to pass it down someday, but it doesn't go to a stranger. It never goes to a stranger. So it stays in the family. I've had several engines in this car. This being the latest one, a Chevy 350 engine that came out of our Malibu there. It runs, it drives, and it's going to get this car, you know, back up and moving. So it's been so long since this car's been on the road that I had to get it back up and at least driving again. So now it runs and we can move it around, and maybe drive it to the store or whatever. But it does get a new engine in it someday, something better than what's in it right now. But I'm slowly working on this car. I'm getting it back to where it should be. I'm not in any hurry. I'm never getting rid of the car, so no rush. But it has to be worked on, you know, at least once a month. Do something to it, get it going, keep it moving forward. So that's where we are at on our project cars. So I am trying not to buy as many project cars so we can get some of these done, and maybe we'll sell off some of them, maybe we'll sell off half of them, maybe we won't sell off any of them at all. Probably the latter. But that is everything. So I got to get back to work on that Mustang so I can provide you with some more quality content. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more of these project cars finally getting done. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of Streetrat Garage. Until next time.